Hello Nancy. So this is a summary of today. Today's that's Monday, November 20th, and this is conversational American English. I'm gonna just go through a few things. Goodbyes, so we can say goodbye, bye bye, etc. There is also so long, tata. Tata is like informal. Some people it's rare, if you hear that, you understand it means goodbye, bye bye, but it's rare to say that. Some people, they want to have a style, they can say ta-ta. Okay, it's a bit weird to say that now. Um, we went through different things, you can also use different languages in English to say goodbye, just to give a style, to sound more interesting. And uh, leaving a place, are you ready to leave? So it's not really too difficult here. I just wanted um, to go through the agreement, the simple agreement. It's the 28th part. Yes, yeah, yep, right, you're right, right you are, right on, right-o, uh-oh, some people can, they're just like, they don't even want to say yes. They're gonna say yeah, sure, sure thing. You got it. You bet. Absolutely. By all means. We saw that. So it's like we confirm something. By all means, do it. We encourage a person to do it. Stating your concurrence. This is true. That's true. You're right. Ain't that the truth? That's very informal. Ain't. It means basically isn't. Okay. It's like isn't it the truth? Ain't it the truth? It's the same here. That's right. That's for certain. That's for sure. That's for darn sure. Darn. Damn. It's the same. In some states, you can hear people say darn instead of saying damn. Okay. Those guys are not important here. Damn straight. A bit vulgar. It works for me. Well said. I agree. I'll agree with you 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. It's very common, this one. I have no problem with that. We see eyes to eyes on it. It's not common. I couldn't have said it better. That's, yeah, we can say it. You took the words right out of my mouth. Um, it's just to agree. Like, yeah, well, I'm not gonna repeat exactly what you just said, but yeah, I agree with you. You just took the words right out of my mouth. I'll drink to that. So it's like, salute. I'll drink to that. Uh, so there are so many different contexts, so many different ways. Okay. um, Expressing acceptance, it's fine, it's good enough, it'll do, will serve the purpose. That's not common here. I like it, I love it, I think it's great, it's perfect, it's wonderful, it's fabulous, it's ideal, it's a masterpiece. Yeah, depends the context, but I would say, it's great, it's perfect, it's fine. You don't need so many different options here, No, those guys are not really. That hits a spot. That's just what I needed. I'm gonna just stay here. It couldn't be better. Never been better. There's none better. It's like when you agree, you confirm something. Like look at those guys. This is perfect. It couldn't be better. So you just confirm. You just want to repeat exactly what this person has said, and you agree. So, but you're not gonna say, yeah, yeah, of course it's perfect. This is perfect. You can just say something else. Okay, you can just say uh, never been better, or but that's not really. Yeah, that's it. I agree with you, right? Indeed, that's something you can say. Indeed, if you don't want to repeat exactly what the person said. So indeed, you agree. Okay, stating that you understand. I hear you, man. Like I understand. Okay, let's stop here. I hear you means, well, I understand you, but also I agree with you. Okay. So I understand you. Oh, I hear you, man. Yeah, yeah. I hear what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. Okay. American headway. We did, it's page 27, exercise 3. Do we need anything else? Let's see. We have some apples, but there aren't any grapes. And there isn't any coffee, but we have some tea. Is there any orange juice left? Or did somebody finish it? There's little. There's a little. Okay. But there isn't much, so we need some more. And vegetables, do we have many vegetables? Well, I see a lot of carrots, but there aren't many options. Sorry, but there aren't many onions. Don't forget we need a lot of potato chips and soda. My nephews are coming tomorrow. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's go. By the way, how much money do you have? Can I borrow some? Let's go through the different exercises. Let's move it like that. Do you have any brothers or sisters? So we just need to add some or any. We don't need any olive oil. Okay, so some, any, we can have different options here, but some, any, we don't need olive oil, or we don't need any olive oil. Here are some letters for you. I need some money. There aren't any tomatoes left. Much and many. Do you have any homework? That's something that would be better to say. Do you have any homework? I know it would be interesting to say some, but it's not very common. For this expression, for this question, it's better to say any. Do you have any homework? We don't need any eggs. Just half. Sorry, what am I saying? Much or many. Do you have many homework? Do you have much homework? It doesn't really click here. Do you have many homework? That would be better to say homework, many homework, much homework. We cannot recount it. I mean, we could. Yeah, we could. Like, I just have math and French or English tonight. We don't need many eggs, just half a dozen. Is there much traffic in your town? Cannot really count it. Huh? I don't know many students in this class. How many people live in your house? I would say something is, I would say both could be potentially fine, but for this instance, do you have many homework? That would be the thing here to say. Do you have much homework? That sounds a bit off. And that would be, normally, grammatically speaking, would be correct, but it doesn't sound correct. So do you have many homework? Okay. But normally we should have, homework is always singular, we don't say homeworks. Complete the sentences with a little, a few, or a lot of. I have a few close friends, 2 or 3. He has a lot of money, he's a millionaire. Do you take sugar in your coffee? Just a little, half a spoonful. Do you have many CDs? Yes, hundreds. I'll be ready in a few minutes. Just a sec. She speaks good English, but only a little Portuguese. It's like we can say a few words in Portuguese, but a little Portuguese. Next page, page 28. We didn't do this one, but yeah, it's better to do this one. So, something, someone, somewhere, or we can just do something, someone, somebody, somewhere, anything, anyone, anybody, anywhere, everything, everyone, everybody, everywhere, and nothing, no one, nobody, nowhere. Did you meet anyone nice at the party? Yes, I met someone or somebody you know who knows you. Ouch, there's something in my eye. Let me look. No, I can't see anything. Let's go somewhere nice for our vacation, but we can't go anywhere that's too expensive. I'm so unhappy. Nobody loves me. I know someone or somebody who loves you, me. I lost my glasses. I looked everywhere, but I couldn't find them. Did you buy anything? Did you buy anything when you were shopping? You can also say, did you buy something? But it's better to say, did you buy? Have you bought anything? You know, or did you buy anything when you were shopping? No, nothing. I didn't have any money. I'm bored. I want something interesting to read, somebody interesting to talk to, or somewhere interesting to go. It was a great party. Everybody loved it. Everyone loved it. Here we need to talk about the good things and the bad things, the pros and the cons of living in your city or your town. Make a list, compare your list with a class. You don't have to do that, but my town, I would say personally, good things. We have a lot of things available. Any kind of restaurants, any kind of businesses, everything is centralized. Um, you know, we can, we can also find more jobs, more opportunities, and you can also go out more often. You can hang out with people. You can go to different shows, um, different, different things. We have access to more shows, more museums, more things when you live in a big city. So that's good. The bad things in San Fran is, not everything is clean. Um, some places can be disgusting. The traffic, the fact that it's very expensive to live in San Francisco, very very expensive. I have a deal with my landlord, so I'm set. But uh, yeah, that's why you have a lot of people living together. They have roommates because they split the rent all together. What else? Uh, you don't know that, or maybe you already saw that, but there are a lot of homeless people in San Fran, a lot of poor people as well. And so these some neighborhoods can be a bit weird, and you can see some people living on the street, some crazy people taking the bus, or yeah, it's not always safe, I would say. And I tend to, I can walk and I take the car or I take the taxi when um, you know when I work a lot. I tend to take the taxi because I'm not 100% sure that I can drive correctly. And with this traffic, and some people don't drive very well, so with my kid in the car, I have to be careful. So sometimes I prefer to have somebody else driving for me than me being alone and not being sure of my visual abilities. Yeah. So, anyways, that would be for my personal, my personal experience. But you know, it's let me just. This is for you. Where are you? Let's see. Okay. So what I do is I open like that, up, and okay. So we're gonna go back up. So before I do the Longman, that's part of the Longman. I just want to check what you said concerning the pros and cons of living in the Bay Area, and you know the pros. You compare with China. So that's the thing. I can compare with other things, with better cities or worse cities in America, but or in Europe or in Canada, because I lived in different countries. So you said the environment. is good, fresh air. Uh, you eat better, grocery stores, you know, the dairy products are better. Be careful of a diary. A diary is a journal, and diarrhea is when you're sick. So the space, elevator, the cons, you have to drive a lot. The driving part is not always cool, especially when you have to go to San Fran. That's why you have a lot of people taking the BART or the taxis. They take they commute a lot, meaning they take the transportations a lot, which is, you know, they can focus on something else, which is my case at some point. Um, you know, I had a friend who had like some kind of a disease. He was living in San Fran for a while, and his house was very humid. So you can find some places where it's very humid, and so it's not always clean. That's what I was saying. Anyways, so concerning American Headway, this is done. Okay, next time we'll start something new. The happiest man I know. And now I'm gonna go through some vocabulary. Okay, I think it was this one. Yeah, wrap up. You can wrap up something, an object, or you can, you can protect some meat. You know, wrap it up. You know, protect it with a plastic wrap. You know, you put it back in the fridge or in the freezer. But you can also finish something. It's a wrap, meaning it's done, it's finished. So the senator wrapped up this speech by quoting the president. So he finished his speech. The party wrapped up around 3 a.m. after the beer ran out. So finished around 3 a.m. It's almost lunchtime. Okay, let's wrap up and go out to eat. Okay. Well, let's finish what we were doing in order to do something else. So there are different exercises. It's not really important here. So let me just go through bring up. Bring up is to start talking about something. I hate to bring this up, but you have some food between your teeth. When my mother is mad at me, she's always brings up the time I forgot her birthday. I really don't like the new coffee machine. You should bring it up at the next staff meeting. So it's not good. We don't mean that we're going to bring physically the coffee machine to the meeting. We're saying that we're going to start talking about this issue at the next staff meeting. By all means, said to encourage a person to do something. Um, that's reversed, to do something. May I have some chicken? By all means, do it. Okay, come on, go ahead. Yeah, take it. By all means, take your time and look around the store. So if you go to a mall with someone or a shopping center, and the person really wants to check different stores, you can say, oh yeah, by all means, do it. Sure, for sure, of course, do it. Could I borrow your pen? By all means, yes, of course, do it. Take it. Okay. So we encourage a person to do it. It means of course, but not always. But you know, it's just, yeah, of course, do it. Just by all means, do it. By chance, not planned. Luckily, by chance, the first birthday card she read was from her brother. So, it's common. I would say it depends. It would be more like the reading. If you read something, you can see this expression. They met by chance. We can say like randomly. Okay, they made randomly while they were both vacationing in Hawaii. Where did you get your cat? I found him by chance in the park. I found him randomly. Randomly. Randomly is RANDOMLY. To carry on is to continue. Keep going. Carry on. After the storm passed, we carried on painting the house. When the announcement was finished, the class carried on with a lesson. Is everybody back from lunch? Yes, let's carry on with the meeting. We continue, we keep going. To draw the line at, to say some point is a limit. Okay, to draw the line is to put a limit. Okay, my parents let me use a car, but they draw the line at allowing me to take long trips. So you can take the car, but you cannot go too far. So the limit, what is accepted is, the fact that you can take the car, but don't exaggerate. Okay, don't take advantage of the situation. I don't mind sharing a room, but I draw the line at sleeping in the same bed. So you can share the same room with someone. You go to the hotel, um, and you're gonna share the same room, the same bathroom with somebody, but you're not gonna, you know, your limit um, will be to not sleep in the same bed. So you can ask the hotel to put two beds, two twin beds, or two queen beds, or king size beds. Okay. So let's go to a nightclub, okay, but I draw the line at doing disco. So you want to go out, but you don't want to go to any kind of clubs. You don't want to go to a disco club, okay. Fix up, repair, make nice or good again. They fixed up the office by putting in new carpet and painting the walls. So they, refresh the office. It would cost more to fix up this old boat than to buy a new one. Okay, to fix up is to repair. Is John going to buy a new house? No, he's going to fix it up or to fix up his old one. Okay, so that's it. That's it from the different expressions. And where was I? Where is my book concerning? Longman is here. We did the present perfect progressive. The form is to have, plus basically we have been plus a verb and an ing. Okay, so have been plus verb ing. Right now I'm sitting at my desk. I have been sitting here since 7 o'clock. I have been sitting here for 2 hours. I have been studying for 5 straight hours. Why don't you take a break? You have been studying for 5 straight hours. Why don't you take a break? It has been raining all day. It is still raining all night right now. So we use the present perfect progressive. The action starts in the past, continue. It's an ongoing action and can continue in the present. Okay, so we use the present perfect progressive with words like for, since, all morning, all day, all week. We can also use a present perfect with for and since. So we're going to have two options here, two potential options. So I'm using since for all day, all morning, all week, all month, long, etc. So we can use the present progressive, start in the past, okay, and continues. It's an ongoing action and can affect the present and continue into the present. So remember, verb with static meanings are not used in the progressive. I sent you the list, okay? Like for instance, no is one of them. We can, we cannot use the present perfect progressive with these verbs. So I have known Alex since he was a child. I have been knowing Alex since he was a child. The continuous aspect doesn't really make any sense here. So it's better to use a present perfect. So the present perfect, not the present perfect progressive, is used with static verbs to describe the duration of a state rather than an activity that began in the past and continues to the present. You know someone, you continue to know this person. It's not going to stop 5 minutes after knowing this person. I have been thinking about changing my major. All of the students have been studying hard. Final exams start next week. My back hurts, so I have been sleeping on the floor lately. The bed is too soft. When the tense is used without any specific mention of time, it expresses a general activity in progress recently, lately. So we can use the present perfect progressive also when we don't specify the time, the same as the present perfect, okay? But it's an ongoing action. That's a difference. And with certain verbs, most notably live, work, teach, There's little or no difference in meaning between the two tenses when since or for is used. So we have three verbs: to live, work, and teach. If we use since and for, the meaning between the present progressive um, and the present perfect uh, may not be noticeable. So I have my nose is stuffed. So I have lived here since 1995. I have been living here since 1995. It means the same. We use since, okay, and we use the verb to live. He has worked at the same store for 10 years. He has been working at the same store for 10 years. The same meaning. We use work and for. Okay, so we need to be careful to use live, work, teach with since or for. Okay, so we have different exercises here. So we have different mistakes. We have to see if we can change the tense. Let me just move a bit. The boys are playing soccer right now. They've been they've been playing for almost 2 hours. They must be getting tired. Alexis talking on the phone. He's been, so I'm not gonna say he has been working. I can say he's been talking on the phone for more than half an hour. He should hang up soon. Long distance is expensive. It's affecting the present. Huh? I'm trying to study. Have been studying for the last hour, but something always seems to interrupt me. I think I'd better go to the restaurant, to the library. Mr. Ford is waiting in the dentist's office. He has been waiting there for the last 20 minutes. He hopes the dentist can see him soon because he has a bad toothache. And now we need to see if we can use the present perfect or the present perfect progressive. So look at the different keywords all day so far, etc. It has been snowing all day. I wonder when it will stop. We've had 3 major snowstorms so far this winter. I wonder how many more we will have. So I'm contracting here, okay? We've had 3 major, okay? It's 10 p.m. I have been studying for 2 hours and probably won't finish until midnight. That's my case, actually. Uh, so here it's 3 times. I have written them 3 times, but I still haven't received a reply. So I'm gonna use a present perfect here. But it's not an ongoing action. It's just 3 times. I have written them later or something. The telephone has rung 4 times in the last hour, and each time it has been for my office mate. The telephone has been ringing for almost a minute. Why doesn't someone answer it? Have you been able to reach Bob on the phone yet? Not yet. I've been trying for the last 20 minutes, but all I get is a busy signal. Okay, so it's longer, but you did a very good job. It's very, very nice because you don't have any problems. So we're gonna continue, and the next step would be the past perfect. Okay, so I believe, let me check. So this is it's all about the different expressions. This is what the name? The list of the static verbs. Okay, so you can remember them. I would recommend to make a flashcard for that, or to write them down on a notebook, in a notebook. And so we did the different expressions, and so we're gonna continue the past perfect tomorrow. You have a beautiful night. It's 8:44 right now. It's getting late, so but you still have plenty of time to review what we did today. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9.